friend. Welcome to Caffeine and Clarity, your weekly pour of soul-sparking reflection. I'm Emery, and this is where the coffee's hot and the insights are honest. Around here, we unpack the tiny aha moments that shake us, shape us, and help us grow. Then we give them space to percolate. So grab your favorite mug, settle in, and let's make sense of the mess, one story at a time. Hi friends, have you ever had one of those moments where you're laughing so hard you almost miss the truth hiding in the punchline? A friend sent me this reel the other day and I was cackling, like full on belly laugh. And well, I snorted out my coffee. It may or may not have burned my nostrils, and I may have not smelled anything for a good portion of the morning, but no regrets. So back to the reel. This man was going off in the most brilliant way, and then he drops this line. Some people aren't silently suffering. Some are loudly insufferable. Not everybody's trauma is an excuse. Sometimes it's just a Tuesday. I replayed it twice. Okay, maybe 3 times. Because, yeah, it was hilarious. But also, it hit a nerve. We've been so conditioned, especially as women, to automatically give people the benefit of the doubt, to soften, to excuse, to smile and say, maybe they're going through something. And yeah, sometimes they are. But also, sometimes they just suck. Sometimes they're just being a jerk. And that doesn't make you a bad person for noticing. I started thinking about how often I've overextended sympathy, telling myself stories to justify someone's behavior. Because, well, I just didn't want to seem harsh or unkind or too much. But y'all, I've lived enough life to know that everyone has a story. I have a story. Divorce, hormonal chaos, anxiety that didn't ask permission before it kicked down the door. I know what it's like to be in it, to not show up as my best self. But even then, I didn't want to be excused. I wanted to be seen with boundaries. So I asked myself, how would I want someone to handle me if I was spiraling into a Tasmanian devil of emotional rudeness? And then I realized kindness. Kindness would probably be enough to bring me back to earth, to humble me, to remind me that I am not the only person going through stuff, and to feel ashamed of my behavior. But not everyone is like that. Not everyone responds to kindness with clarity. So then what? What do you do with people who treat others like emotional punching bags on the regular? You don't have to decide if they're broken or just mean. You don't have to become their therapist or their savior. It quite frankly is none of our business. You can just walk away, hold your peace, or say, not today, Satan. Okay, just kidding. Do not say that. Or do, but in your head. Here's your sip of clarity today. Yes, be kind. Yes, hold space. Because Although you may never know what someone's going through, it's not your job to fix it. You don't have to carry what was never yours. You're allowed to protect your peace and still lead with grace. Or maybe they just suck. Both can be true. Thanks for sipping this one with me. If it made you laugh, breathe easier, or rethink how much empathy you really owe the Tasmanian devils in your life, do me a favor. Share it with someone who needs that same reminder. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a little love in a review. And most importantly, stay in your light. I'll see you next time with more coffee and more clarity.
Thanks for spending a little time with me here on Caffeine and Clarity. If something stirred in you today, let it sit. Let it steep. Clarity has a way of rising when we slow down. Until next time, keep sipping, keep feeling, and keep showing up for your own becoming. I'll see you next week.